All rise for the Morris American prayer who are able. Allah, the Father of the universe. Allah, the Father of the universe. Father of love. Father of love. Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice. Allah is my protector. Allah is my protector. My guide. And my salvation. By night. And by day. Through his holy prophet. Through Ali. Amen. Please remain standing for the Morris honors. Unity. First shall rise, give praise to Allah.
First I rise, give praise to Allah,
The great God of the universe.
the great God of the universe.
I give honor to Prophet Noble Drew Ali,
I give honor to Prophet Noble Ali,
the last prophet in these days.
the last prophet in these days.
I give honor to all true and divine prophets of Allah.
I give honor to all true divine prophets of Allah,
Jesus,
Jesus,
Muhammad,
Buddha,
Buddha, Confucius, etc.
etc.
I give honor to Marcus Garvey,
I give honor to Marcus Garvey,
forerunner Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
forerunner of Prophet Noble Ali.
I give honor to the American flag,
I give honor to the American flag,
the flag of our birth,
the flag of our birth,
and to the Moorish flag,
and to the Moorish flag,
our decent flag,
our decent
the
flag,
red flag,
the red flag,
5-pointed green star in the center.
with the 5-pointed green star in the center.
5 points representing love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
5 points represent love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
I give honor to our divine charter,
I give honor to our divine charter,
which gives us the divine and legal right
who gives us the divine legal right
to practice and promote our religion,
to practice and promote our religion.
unmolested.
Unmolested.
I give honor to all past leaders of the Moorish Center for American Incorporated
I give honor to all past leaders of the Moorish Temple American Incorporated.
in succession,
In succession,
Brother C. Kirkman Bay,
Brother C. Kirkman Bay,
Brother F. Nelson Bay,
Brother F. Nelson Bay,
and Brother J. Blakely Bay.
and Brother J. Blakely Bay.
I give honor to our past former Grand Sheik and moderator,
I give honor to our past former Grand Sheik and moderator,
Brother R. Loveville.
Brother R. Loveville.
I give honor to our present Grand Sheik and moderator,
I give honor to our present Grand Sheik and moderator,
Brother R. Jones Bay.
Brother R. Jones Bay.
I give honor to the Assistant Grand Sheik
I give honor to the Assistant Grand Sheik
of the Moorish Center of America,
of the Moorish Temple America,
Brother A. Hopkins Bay.
Brother A. Hopkins Bay.
I give honor to the Grand National Chairman,
I give honor to the Grand National Chairman,
who's also the Grand Sheik here at Temple 71,
who's also the Grand Sheik here at Temple 71,
Washington, D.C.,
Washington, D.C.,
Brother P. Chase Hill.
Brother P. Chase Hill.
I give honor to all national officials in their office and station.
I give honor to all national officials and all officers.
I give honor to the Grand Governor of the District of Columbia
I give honor to the Grand Governor of the District of Columbia
and his assistant,
and his assistant,
Brother H. Harris Bay and Brother T. Dozier Bay.
Brother H. Harris Bay, Brother T. Dozier Bay.
And I give honor to all Grand Governors
And I give honor to all Grand Governors
and their assistants,
and their assistants,
all divine ministers,
all divine ministers,
sheiks and sheikas,
chiefs and chiefs,
all local officials
all local officials
in their office and station,
and their office and station,
all auxiliaries
all auxiliaries,
and the Moorish media team,
and the Moorish media team,
and everything Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought and taught
and everything that the prophet brought into us
for the uplifting and fallen humanity.
for the uplifting of fallen humanity.
I give honor to all wayfarers,
I give honor to all wayfarers,
well-wishers,
well-wishers,
sympathizers,
sympathizers,
and seekers after the truth.
and seekers after truth.
I give honor to all viewers
I give honor to all viewers
and all of those who are listening in.
and all those who are listening in.
I give honor to our class.
I give honor to our class.
Peace.
Peace.
I'll now read Salvation, Our God, Unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly, according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest, because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, And on a Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No members to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being in Moorish America, you are a part partial of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and a partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of all humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet Noble Drew Ali through the guidance of his father, God Allah. Noble Drew Ali founder. Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation. By night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Moorish Science Temple of America, P.O. Box 388, Greenbelt, Maryland, 20768. Thus we had a reading from all 7 acts of the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. I'll now read questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish Americans by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. Grand sheikhs and governors and heads of all temples, all businesses. Each said temple must be approved by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali before acted upon by any members. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the support of any group of members, that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheikh. Act 2. All members are to attend their ADAP meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second he will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able in finance, to aid me in saving the nation. And if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she, according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the American flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group. because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must properly attend their Sunday school. Pardon me. Act 5. All members must properly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school. And the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire and let every member exercise his 5 senses who is able to do so. Because out from your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. And we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and a parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you are entitled to the name of faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his father, God Allah. Peace. Thus we had a reading from all 7 acts, questionnaire, and additional laws for the Moorish Americans by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. I'll now read a portion from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali by the guidance of his father, God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from the sinful and fallen state of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his father, God Allah. I'll read from chapter 'The Divine Instructions from the Holy Prophet, page 41, chapter 34. Holy Instructions from the Prophet, Sincerity. O thou who art enamored with the beauty of truth, and has fixed thy heart on the simplicity of her charms, hold fast thy fidelity unto her, and forsake her not. The constancy of thy virtue shall crown thee with honor. Thus we had a reading from the Holy Koran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Our Sunday school is officially open, and I'd like to welcome you all out. If there's anyone downstairs at this time, Brother Mufti, please let them come up at this time. And at this time, I'll call forth the Grand Sheikh and moderator of the Moorish Science Temple of America Incorporated, our brother, man, and friend, Brother R. Jones Bay, for Sunday school.
Islam.
Islam.
Okay, Allah, the
Father
Father,
of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through His holy prophet, Deuteronomy. Amen.
Islam, Lord.
Islam.
Praise the Lord. Whatever we endure in life, whatever we experience, we need what?
Allah.
Yes. Why do we need Allah? Why do we need Allah? We say we need Allah. Why do we need Allah?
Because nothing happens without His will. Because
That's true. Why else do we need Allah?
a man will let you down.
Yeah, man will. He has a tendency to do so. Well, why else do we need Allah?
Guidance.
Guidance, that's right. Why else do we need Allah?
Protection.
Understanding, yes, yes. Why else?
There is no life without Him.
There's no what?
The life.
That's right, that's right. That's right.
We can count on Him.
You can, that's right. That's right.
Strength.
But is it also possible that we need Allah because Allah is the light?
That's right.
The light being what?
True.
Truth. And we need Allah because it's the truth that's going to make you free. Free from what? Illusions. You must have light to free you from the illusion. The truth is able to free you from the illusion because it gives you what? What does the truth or what does the light give you that helps you to free you from the illusion?
The real.
Yes, it does, but it does something because that's what helps us to be able to what? To identify it. So what does the truth do?
Reveals.
It reveals it.
Mm-hmm.
The light reveals falsehood.
Come on.
So when the light shines in the dark, what happens?
You exposed.
No, we're not talking about carnal man right now.
Mm-mm.
When the light shines in the
Exposes.
dark, it exposes it. Darkness being illusion, meaning light shining in the dark shows there is no dark. If the light of truth is truth, and truth does not change and pass away, and the darkness is illusion, which will change and pass away, when the light shines in the dark, it exposes the dark to not be dark. There is no dark. There is only light. There's only light. There is no dark.
That's right.
I mean, think about it. Once you accept truth, that falsehood becomes what?
Extinct.
It becomes what? Naught. And look, and in the light of in light of naught,
All things are all.
no, in the light of all things are what? And Allah is what?
All.
And Allah is light.
Mm.
We say, Allah is light. Allah guide me. How can you be guided without light? I mean, how can you be guided without light? Haven't we been guided before without necessarily having the light?
Mm.
And what happens when you have not the light and you call yourself being guided? You drift into the what?
No.
which is what?
Oh,
No.
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 Which is illusion. Without light, you venture into darkness. With a lack of what? Guidance. Remember, they used to have a book called The Guiding Light?
Mm-hmm.
Who made it?
Allah.
Who is Allah?
Allah is God of the universe.
Can we see it?
No.
Where's the nearest place we can meet?
In the heart.
Who is Noble Dua?
He is Allah's prophet.
What is a prophet?
The prophet is the Lord of Allah manifested in the flesh.
Now, the prophet came to bring us the what? The light. He came to bring us the light. To bring us out of the dark into the light. Into the light that what exists?
Truth.
Truth exists. And truth is who?
Allah.
So he brought us from the darkness into the light of the truth about God. We had a misconception about the great God. We had to have a divine thought to bring us into the knowledge of a divine thought. But we had to be prepared to receive the what? The divine thought. See, when we are making a transition from being earthbound to becoming exposed to divinity, there is a what? That must take place. A process. You must go through the process. And what is one of the main criteria of the process?
Belief.
Belief. That's right, man. Belief. You must begin to do what with your belief?
Think what happens.
Think that the transition is perhaps true. I'm trying to get some truth from out of this transition that I'm making. Because if I can't see the value, I'm not going to make the commitment.
That's right.
If I can't see the value from where I am at the moment that I have made a choice to come in this direction, if I can't see the value, then I'm not going to commit myself. And if you don't make the commitment, what do?
You so bad.
Doubt. You doubt. You resort back to what you're most familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a commitment that must be made to truth. Meaning there's a commitment that you make to Almighty God.
Mm-hmm.
And for the commitment you make, once you make your commitment, look what begins to take place. He reveals to you what?
The light.
The light.
Mm.
From the moment you commit, you start to be exposed to the light. Remember, though, in degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you.
It's normal. You know, and it's good we're having this, well, it's always good when we're having these conversations. You know, I was thinking to myself earlier today, before I got here, and we used the word process. I initially said to myself, there are steps to this.
Yes. Yes.
And equate that to the process.
Yes.
And I said, well, what are the steps?
Yes.
As was indicated,
Yes.
Another step is thinking your condition can be made.
Yes. Yes.
Now, there's a sequence to it because he tells us
Yes.
things have to be done.
Yes.
Seek ye first
Yes. Yes.
the kingdom of heaven,
Yes.
and all these things will be added unto you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He talks about turning from sin,
Yes.
striving for purity and life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the questionnaire it says, how did he begin to uplift the Morris American?
That's right.
Beginning means start,
That's right.
by teaching them to be themselves.
That's right.
So in this process, and everybody may assess their own steps,
Sure.
but I'm just looking at how the prophet put it,
Yes.
and there are certain things we have to do before we can do other things.
That's right. That's right.
And one of the ones you also talk about is you gotta think your condition can be made better.
Yes.
In order to accept,
Yes.
to make a commitment.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And you gotta believe that
Yes.
in order to accept moving forward,
That's right.
that this is gonna work.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And then you start to follow the other things that the prophet is saying step by step. We can't get ahead of ourselves in this.
That's right.
You just said something very key. It's in degrees.
Yes.
You're not gonna get ahead of it if you try,
That's right.
because it's in degrees.
That's right. That's
So if
right.
you follow the process of these steps
That's
that
right.
he's laid out,
That's right.
that's the start of building the foundation.
That's right. That's right.
So we don't want to try to skip steps.
That's right. That's
You
right.
can't skip the process.
That's right. You can't skip it. That's right.
You come in here, you gotta join,
Yes.
thinking your condition can be made better,
Yes.
and then you follow
Yeah.
the process.
Yeah. Then you follow the process. That's right.
Because
That's right.
oftentimes, we want to get way beyond
Yes.
where we're prepared to go.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We're not prepared to go but so
But
far.
so far, that's
So
right.
let us know this. You gotta use the good that's within your reach.
That's right.
Your reach can't go but so far while we're in this state.
That's right. That's right.
When
That's
we
right.
improve ourselves, it may extend.
That's right. That's right.
But
That's
that
right.
takes practice.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I just want to say that.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. That's good. That's good. 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 Come on, babe.
You know, I was thinking about when you say the process, automatically came to me was a demo. You know, like.
Oh, a demo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Turn
Okay.
it up,
Okay. Okay.
a little bit up,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
get brighter.
Okay.
You know, that's the first thing came to mind.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's nice to be able to see the relationship there with that. But you know, like Randy was saying too, also, we're talking about taking the steps.
Yeah.
See, each step affords you an opportunity or gives you what is required for you to make the next step.
Yes.
But you got to get on that step
Yes.
so that you can meet the requirements. Some have a tendency from time to time in our exuberance and our being so
Serious.
yeah and happy that we think we know something. We try to jump the step.
Yeah.
But in jumping a step, you miss
Right.
what's required.
That's right.
And unless you get what's required, you're shortchanging yourself.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we are meeting the requirements. What are your requirements? We got to meet requirements here.
That's right.
Attend your meetings.
That's right.
Huh?
Attend your meetings.
Come on, we got to lay it out now. All members must.
Attend your meetings.
Learning the love good more.
Yes. Say what you say, Mom?
Learning the love instead of
Learn. Hey, more. More. That's right. We need to learn to love instead of hate. That's right. But the requirements are in your laws.
That's it.
It tells you everything step by step that you must do. When you become a what? Member. When you become a member, you must meet requirements. And you can easily shortchange yourself by thinking, I already know that. But you don't. That's why he got them here. He has them in 7 acts. Each act tells you what you're not, look, it tells you what you must do. And until you do what you must do, how can you be expect, or why should you expect anything to be beneficial and you're not doing, first of all, what you must do?
Yes.
When you say you must do, that's it.
And more, that's nothing else.
Yeah. There was no compromise.
No, it's no, regardless of how you try to chop it up,
Right.
you know, or get it to fit you.
We must do that.
You must do this. Come on, man.
And he made it so plain
Yeah,
that the fool cannot err.
right,
He didn't complicate it.
right. And look what else he did. He made it the same for everybody.
Exactly.
And also, Brother Lee, he made it a custom that every meeting
Yes,
is to inform you
that's right.
of what you must do.
That's right.
It's a custom that these laws are read at every meeting.
That's right.
To make them a part and parcel of everything.
Did he say that? He said that. Come on, man.
It kind of remind me, like, most everything in life comes with some type of instruction.
Yeah,
And so, and before somebody say something don't work, you first have to follow instructions.
that's right.
If you deviate in any way from the instructions,
Right.
you can't say it didn't work.
Right, you can.
You
That's
gotta
right.
follow the instructions all the way to the left
Yeah,
to get the results out
yeah,
that you see.
yeah, yeah. And remember, when we say follow the instructions all the way to the letter, that's a process.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And the divine constitution and bylaws is written in such a way that it gives us an opportunity to blend into the process. But you must be what?
Consistent.
Consistent.
Mm.
You must be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Consistent and sincere.
Yes.
See, you must.
Yes.
Because if you apply that, and no one can determine one's sincerity or how much they can do, like she said, but sometimes people have to say, oh, you can do better than that. Maybe they can do better than that. But who's to say you can do better than what you're doing at the moment?
Mhm.
See, every moment affords you another opportunity to do better. But when you're in the moment that you're doing your best, that may be the best you can do at that moment. But in a moment that follows that moment, you can do better. That's why you think your condition can be better. From what? Moment
Come on.
to moment.
That's right.
Yeah. You do create honor. Who was the founder of the Morris Science Temple of America?
No, you already.
What year was Morris Science Temple of America founded?
1913.
Where?
No.
Where was Noble Drew born?
State of North Carolina, 1886.
What is his nationality?
Moorish America.
What is your nationality?
Moorish America.
Why are we Moorish American?
Because we are the citizens of our rights and born in America.
For what purpose was the Morris Science Temple of America founded?
We have lived in all humanity.
You ever notice that there is a process on the first page?
Yes, it is.
This is a process.
Yes.
So see how he used science to bring us out of the dark into the light. There's a process coming from out of the dark into the light. Because see, if he brings you out of the dark into the light too fast, it can mesmerize you.
It will. It will be too great.
It'd be too great. And what will you do? You'll look for some shade.
Yeah. Run and hide.
That's what and so you'll turn back and run back into the dark.
Yes.
So what he does in his wisdom, yes, what he does, he brings us along.
So,
Yes, according to the process.
you know,
Yeah,
he lets us know in our approach of it, he would dazzle thee.
yes, that's right.
You know,
Dazzle the end I approach.
But
That's
we
right.
overwhelm us.
That's right.
And sometimes it also can hurt us
That's right.
because if we're not prepared to know how to use it or have the discipline, we can do more harm with it than we can do good.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Come on,
can we substitute the word slow? He brings us into it gradually.
Gradually, yeah, that's a good word.
If we don't mind.
Yeah, that's a
I like
good
to
word.
think, because we're trying to not continue to be slow.
Yeah.
Praise the
Yeah,
Lord.
that's good.
And with these thoughts, he's raising us up, so we're not.
Yeah,
So I just think that, gradual might be another word.
would you, that's a good, but see, we had to gradually grow to that.
And,
So gradually is a good word. Because we, even in gradually, we see the process.
yeah.
See, we have to accept the process. What challenges you from accepting the process?
You already know
Yes,
Ignorant.
Like, that's called vanity.
yes. What else challenges?
Ignorance.
Ignorance, yes.
Yeah.
What else challenges?
Vanity.
Yes, vanity, yes.
it. Lord,
Well, sincerity, yes.
Doubt.
Doubt,
Self.
yeah,
The will.
yeah. But how about,
Obedience.
yeah, how about,
Discipline.
yeah, but how about a lack of patience? Sometimes we come into this, and now we become impatient. We want to know everything. And in wanting to have a desire to know everything, you go everywhere. And you gather a lot of information.
come on.
And in your pursuit of all this information, you leave your foundation.
Do something.
And you leave the process.
You leave the you leave the process.
Yeah, then you want to challenge.
Yeah.
I ain't go by step by step.
See, because if I may, babe,
Yeah.
in this process, we gotta remember, we're being guided.
Yes.
See, when
That's
you
right.
leave the process, then you're gonna be misguided.
That's right. That's right.
Because if our eyes not guiding you, you're misguided.
You misguided.
And that's how we got here anyway.
That's how we got it. That's right. That's right. So in our attempt to become good Muslims, we must always review the process.
Yes.
Always review. We come into, we find our places in our minds where things are made of thought, and we review the process. Step by step. To make sure that we're still on course. You must call remembrance to your aid. Remember to remember. You must remember to remember.
That's good.
It's all about recognizing the process. Okay, come on, yo.
That's not more, and that's why we had the predicament we had now, because we went against the process. But I'm gonna say myself, I didn't adhere to the process,
Yeah,
that's why I'm in the shape I'm in now.
yeah. Well, by virtue of the fact, you don't have to sing yourself out. By virtue of the fact we're all here on earth, we failed to go our way of the process. We lost our way. Well, it's just what happened. I mean, we lost our way.
Yeah.
You know? But look at the blessing. Now we know, or we're coming into the realization and accepting the fact that we lost our way. That it wasn't because of no one else but ourselves.
And we also realize that we need Allah in our life.
Yes, Mo.
Without him, without him.
That's why we lost. That's why we failed to follow the process. That's how we stray.
We need God in our life.
We have to, Lord. We have to. It's no way possible that we're going to work our way off of this earth plane without guidance.
That's right.
We will never leave here until we accept his guidance. Because the way off of this plane or out of this realm of manifestation is by way of the process that he has put in place. Come on, man.
And you know something, Robert, and he lets us know that there is not, there's only two in the word,
Yeah,
truth
that's
or
right.
falsehood.
That's right.
We will accept one
Or
or the other.
That's right. That's right.
And reflection is our business.
That's right.
See, because we have to go back, even in the process, we must make sure that we're still traveling on the path of the process.
That's right.
Because even in the path of wisdom,
That's right.
we can toll
Yeah.
after follow.
That's right. That's right.
So there's always a continuous to remind ourselves why we're here and what we're here for.
That's right.
Because there are other things that can distract us,
That's right.
that can get us off of the process.
That's right.
And still be wearing the feds.
There's no
and the
question.
turban.
There's no question. And contributing to the misunderstanding of what the movement
Come on.
is dedicated to.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a movement. And for you to take advantage of the movement, you must follow the process. You must learn to obey the law. That's the guidance. That's the path of wisdom being open before you. The path of wisdom that's opened before you. And you know, wisdom is another name for law. So we must follow the path that's open before us, because who opened it? Wisdom. Come on.
No. Praise the Lord, honor God, knowing that Allah is leading, knowing victory is assured.
Yes.
We allow Allah to lead.
Yes. Yes. But remember, by many ties we are bound down to come life. We become in the when we become participants, and we are constant participants in the conflict that can't be told in words on a daily basis. See, we wrestle with ourselves daily. Every day there's a wrestle. We are fight. Every day. And look at the wisdom in this. And where there is the least appearance. I mean, listen at the wisdom that's given to us as instructions as we are in the conflict that can't be told in words. And if we are studying the words of spirit that we have in our Holy Koran are spoken to us. By what? Spirit. Come on, you.
And you know, you just said that statement where there's the least appearance of evil.
Yes.
Second greatest danger.
Yes.
And you know what struck me is oftentimes when I read that or think about it, I'm looking outside.
Yes. Yes.
But I gotta look inside and outside.
That's right.
That's right.
When there's the least appearance of evil with me,
That's right. That's
I
right.
gotta suspect the greatest
That's
danger.
right. That's right.
Not just I'm looking around the corner and seeing something coming.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm staying alert.
That's right.
But I need to stay alert within myself.
That's right.
Because that's where that evil gonna come from too.
That's right. That's right.
That just struck me more when you said
Yeah.
that.
Yes. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Come on, Sister Jerry.
And I was just thinking about what he's saying, the preparation.
Yes.
You know, I had to prepare myself to look for that evil. I was thinking about what you just said about the steps in the questionnaire.
Yes.
The preparation was to pray at first,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And give me the tools to be prepared
Yes.
to take those steps,
Yes.
you know, and take God of the evil within and
Yeah.
around
Yes.
and stuff. So the preparation was just as important to get prepared for those steps that I got to take.
That's right. That's right. And let me ask you this, because you're right. What in the preparation? What in the preparation that we must do? And remember, the preparation is the prayer. What must we do? Submit.
That's, it's not,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not,
here,
it's not.
submit. Because we cannot move forward with him until we submit.
That's right.
You can't be holding out. Because each moment you delay, it becomes an added obstacle that you have to overcome.
That's right.
Come on, man.
You know, one thing you asked about the prayer, and that's a very good point, is do we just say it
Right,
because we say the words?
right,
Because the prayer is in your heart.
yes,
That's the nearest place you can meet it.
yes,
And see, the prayer is a thought from your heart to him to let you know that you're sincere of what you're saying in the prayer, in the
Right.
prayer. So you can just say the prayer and your heart is in another direction.
right, right,
So that process, when you learn about the prayer, it's become, and I was thinking about what Brother J. was saying about how you would look for the evil outward.
yes,
But then I was thinking that's the way I looked at it.
yes,
But then one day through the process,
right,
it allowed me to look, say, wait a minute, you keep talking about outwardly, you better keep an eye on you inwardly.
that's right,
Because you escape from yourself and you know now why. You just as disruptive is that's outwardly.
that's right,
But that's a process
that's right.
to
That's
get
right.
to that point to see that you gotta take a look at you too.
That's right,
So with that prayer, we say it, but if we just saying it because it's the words we were taught to say,
right,
but if there's nothing inwardly that we are using to express that prayer,
right,
we're just going through the ritual.
right,
Because that process is the nearest place you can meet it. It's a connection.
right.
So that's just something.
And to add on to what you're saying, and you're correct, remember, that prayer that we recite daily is divine language.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
And now we say it so often, sometimes we may not really consider what that is we're saying.
That's right.
That's divine language.
That's right, that's what it is. That's right.
Islam, my sister.
Islam, for me, I would think like the processes and procedures are sometimes put in place based on someone's experience, so maybe good or bad.
Yes.
So you won't have to go through certain experiences and then
Yeah.
you can learn from it. And I know I talk about the military a lot, but that's what my career was at
Yeah.
the time. But I think when I look at that, I look at the fact that we had to follow certain processes and procedures in order for us to keep safe.
That's right.
So in order for us to stay online and stay on track, we had to make sure that we're in order to move forward.
That's right. That's right. And remember, the prophet knows the way.
It's not.
He is the procedure person that we must follow. He knows the way. He knows the way. What? He knows the way. What? Meaning what? Knows the way. What does it mean? He knows the way.
To Allah.
He does.
Salvation.
Yes.
Experience.
Yes.
To the right.
Yes. He also knows the way out of the illusion.
That's right.
Out of God.
Come on. More. He knows the way. He's the one that been the way, so he knows the way.
Right.
That's why he lets us know to follow his what?
Footsteps.
Right.
Pattern.
Yeah. His pattern. Imitate who?
Prophet.
Okay. Okay. Come on, man. I mean,
Going back to, Brother Chase Hill was saying about, you know, I reflect back on everything has steps to it.
Yeah.
You know, to succeed and become good at it and become, everything has steps and practice, you got to practice, be patient and be sincere
Yeah.
in what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Come on, yo.
Just on this note, and you know, just kind of following with Sister Magibe.
Uh-huh.
You know, she was in the military, but remember, we're soldiers for the prophet here. And so he's teaching us those similar disciplines and ways to have procedures and follow the laws, because that's, the military is very, at least from what I'm learning and heard, teaches discipline and obedience,
That's it, that's it.
to instruction. Yes, that's right. So you can take that, your military background and apply it right here. Yes. Because he even says a soldier never knows his strength. That's right. Until he meets his foe. That's right. So in that sense, we need all that type of discipline and that background of those who been in the military. Yes. But this has some similar requirements as well.
That's right. That's right. And for all those who have had military training, they can be very beneficial to us.
Yes.
Because one thing they've had to learn is discipline.
That's right.
Discipline. The victory goes to the one who is most disciplined. Come on.
And follow instructions.
Yeah, Mom. That's right. That's right, Mom.
You can't survive in that world without being able to follow
That's right.
instructions.
That's right.
And not question
That's
instructions,
right.
follow instructions.
Yeah. And learning how to hold something.
Oh,
Yes.
All that.
And patience.
Yeah, all that. All that.
That comes with discipline.
That's right. That's right. Come on, man.
But when the sister mentioned that, the first word came to my mind, bro, till you touched on it, was the process teaches us discipline.
That's right, it does.
Even if we don't realize it, it is teaching us there are certain behaviors and certain ways
That's right.
that we must not participate in
That's right.
because that is not following the process.
That's right.
And when you consistently do that,
Right.
you will learn how to hold something.
That's right.
You will learn how to not talk much. You will learn how to, look for the best in others. Because the process is exposing you to that.
Yes.
Because one of our problems is we lack discipline before we met the problem.
Right. Right.
We were all over the place.
Right. Right.
So
But look at how disciplined we have become. Of course, we can always do better.
Right.
But look at how disciplined we have become in following the instructions of attending our meeting. I mean, we have put in motion the process. We know that on Friday and Sunday, we're supposed to be at a designated area.
That's right.
An area that has been identified for the purpose of instruction.
That's right.
Mm.
And how about when we add to it, that we open and close
And
promptly?
ain't that the truth?
See, we're being taught,
That's right.
just like being in military, certain things have to take place at certain times.
That's right.
And that time frame don't wait on you.
That's right. That's right.
And one of the other things too that came to mind is that when our master rebukes thee,
That's right.
answer not again.
That's right.
That's just like he was talking about, if the law will give you some instruction,
That's right.
you may not necessarily agree with it,
That's
but
right.
you go to hold.
That's right. That's right.
Then you may ask for permission to speak.
Yes. But look what you just said. You're gonna ask for permission to speak.
Yeah.
May I speak freely, sir? Freely. Come on.
But like in the military, it's something at ease
Yeah.
when you speak, when it's time to speak,
Yeah.
at ease. So,
Yeah.
but another thing came to mind when I keep hearing the word process and preparation and procedure and purpose was program.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? You're right, because see, there is a program that's attached to the process.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Great program.
Yes, yes. That's right. That's right. Come on, boy.
It's not because we are creators and we create our own,
Right.
we get in trouble with
Right.
self.
Right.
You know, we get outside of self,
Right,
you know, of the process, you know.
right. See, because look what we do. We create a process that fits what we want to do and try to incorporate the process into the process. And you can't do that. You can't mix it. We have a tendency to become so mesmerized by our creative ability that we try to make the process bend according to how we function.
Come on.
But you can't do that. You can't change anything when it comes to the process.
That's right.
You can't.
Yeah.
If he says it's like this, you don't cut corners by trying to make it like that to fit into this. Nothing fits into this but this.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
Come on, man.
And he said, I brought you everything it takes
That's right.
to save a nation. Now take it and save yourself. And what he brought was the process.
The process. That's right. And the procedure. And the program.
So, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Purpose.
That's right.
So I've been functioning off my process. It ain't been victorious, so
Yeah,
I need a process to follow.
yeah,
Cause my process ain't been working.
right. Right. Oh, yeah.
through the process, following the line of profit. You know, following the process, he's trying to lead us out of the darkness into the marvelous light
Yes. Yes.
through the process.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Praise God.
That's right. That's what it's doing. It's neat. That's what it does. It leads us. The process leads us out of the darkness into the light.
But more in trusting the process,
That's the key in it.
right? It allows us to have that patience,
Yeah.
to not think or feel like I got a better idea.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I think outside the process and think I got a better idea, then I ain't following a lot of the prophet, I'm following the key.
That's right.
And you know these vibrations, I feel the vibrations when I'm on the right path.
Right.
I feel the vibration and I get off the path.
Right.
And any time that I relinquish that patience,
Right.
that's when I'm headed to trouble.
Right. You know, I'm gonna share this with you. Uranus, who later became known as Sataniknuku, which is Satan, he altered the process. That's what caused his demise. He thought that his process could make evolution evolve more rapidly. So he began to alter things. He altered the process. And in his altering of the process, his influence was experienced by those who listen.
Yeah, follow.
Right. Those who accepted.
Oh, you hear it.
Yeah. But what it also let us learn, hopefully, if we listening to all of it, is this. One, you already said, truth do not change or pass away.
Yes,
And you cannot mix the illusion
that's right.
with divinity.
That's right. That's right.
It does not.
It doesn't.
Blend.
That's
It does not. The illusion will dissipate.
Yeah, Mom, that's right.
So when we find ourselves looking at it, and then we see we're making choices that's not working
Yes,
because you're looking at it through carnal eyes.
yes,
You're thinking with a carnal mind.
yes,
That's why he wants us to purify ourselves.
Yes.
So we can think higher
that's
on a
right.
divine level. 'Cause that's how the process works, because
Mm.
Allah is divine.
That's right.
Allah is not carnal at all.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Come on, here.
That's
Come on,
why we
baby.
must work on humbling ourselves to his supreme discretion.
Right.
Because we have a self that will give us the impression that we know the process.
Right.
But if we humble ourselves, we'll be more open to receive.
Right.
Because we can create
Right.
a process that will give the appearance of the
Of the
process.
process, no question.
And that's what we gotta be careful with.
There's no
And
question.
that's why we must stay humble.
That's no question.
As much as he learned, allow us to reveal.
That's
I
right.
learned this in my journey. And if something came to me, it's a certain amount of discipline
Right,
that comes with learning the truth.
right, right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and one of the things is you don't have to go and promote what you learn.
Right, that's right,
There's why sentences are uttered in due season.
that's right,
Some things are revealed to you for you at that particular time.
that's right.
But we want to hold it up as if we got the answer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah,
See, it's a lot of discipline that comes with learning this.
yeah, yeah. And you know, but Sister Dale Hill put us on to something very key. Well, she made mention of the prayer.
That's it, sir.
See, the prayer is in fact the process. Because in the prayer, you submit.
Right.
And submission is the process.
Yeah.
The process helps us to learn how to submit. Because it's only because of sin and disobedience that we suffer. The things we suffer on the plane of things made manifest. Sin and disobedience is associated with slavery. You want to talk about sin and disobedience, you talk about slavery. Look, let's go to the Koran. Chapter 11. Jesus and Barada together they read the sacred books. Among the Buddhist priests was one who saw lofty wisdom in the words that Jesus spoke. It was Barato or Rabo. Together Jesus and Barato read the Jewish Psalms and prophets, read the Vedas, the Avesta, and the wisdom of Wara. And as they read and talked about the possibilities of man, Barada said, man is the marvel of the universe. He is part of everything, for he has been a living thing on every plane of life. Time was when man was not, and then he was a bit of formless substance in the molds of time, and then a protoplasm. By universal law, all things tend upward to a state of perfectness. The protoplasm evolved, becoming worm, then reptile, bird, and beast, and then at last it reached the form of man. Now man himself is mind, and mind is here to gain perfection by experience. And mind is often manifest in fleshy form, and in the form best suited to its growth. So mind may manifest as worm, or bird, or beast, or man. The time will come when everything of life will be evolved unto the state of perfect man. And after man is man in perfectness, he will evolve to higher forms of life. And Jesus said, Barato or Rabo, who told you this, that mind is man. Pardon me. That mind which is man may manifest in flesh of beast or bird or creeping thing. Barato said, from time which man remembers not, our priests have told us so, and so we know. And Jesus said, enlighten the Rabo, are you a mastermind and do not know that man knows naught by being told? Man may believe what others say, but thus he never knows. If man would know, he must himself be what he knows. Do you remember, Rabo, when you were ape, or bird, or worm? Now, if you have not been approving of your plea, then that the priests have told you so, you do not know, you simply guess. Regard not then what any man has said. Let us forget the flesh and go with mind into the land of fleshless things. Mind never does forget. And backward through the ages, masterminds can trace themselves, and thus they know. Time never was when man was not. That which begins will have an end. If man was not, the time will come when he will not exist. From Allah's own record book we read, the triune Allah breathed forth and stood 7 spirits before his face. The Hebrews call these 7 spirits Elohim, and these are they who, in their boundless power, created everything that is or was. These spirits of the triune Allah
move on the face of boundless space, and 7 others were. Yeah. And 7 others were.
Yes,
7 others from what? The original 7.
yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So that's 14.
That's 14.
That's what it is.
And remember, the others also could create.
That's right.
Yes. So that means that others created too.
That's right.
So it's a lot of creation going on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yet, out of all the creation, there's only
One.
explain to me quickly and briefly the 3, the 1, the 3, the 7.
Allah, wisdom, will, and love.
Explain it. Explain quickly the 1, the 3, the 7. I mean, you know, it ain't no biggie. I mean, what you think?
From the 1 came the 3, from the 3 came 7.
Okay, and explain it. Explain the 1, the 3, the 7. Now you're right. Your 3 came from the 1, and the 7. But look, the 1, the 3, the 7. The 1 being
Allah.
that's Allah. That's 1. That's all.
That's all.
That's all it is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what about the 3?
Wisdom, knowledge, and love.
He broke himself up. The spirit, he gave himself a wisdom.
He didn't break himself up. Remember,
Okay.
we see Allah from what? The different points of view. The 3 from the 1 is a point of view.
Right.
And we're seeing him from a different point of view. He didn't have to do no breaking up. Because for real, it ain't but one.
It's just one.
And so from that 1, we recognize he is a part that we may not have witnessed. You see what I'm saying? Remember, anytime we express ourselves pertaining to Almighty God Allah, it's another part that he's revealing to us.
Yeah.
It's not separate.
It's not. It's not.
It's just another part
That's right.
that we're being exposed to. We're being exposed to wisdom, will, and love. As what? Another part.
Yes,
We're being exposed to the 7. As what? Another part. Because remember, it ain't but
One.
all things are one.
all things are one.
And we're not able to circumscribe.
We can't.
It's one.
That is utterly impossible to circumscribe God.
That's right.
We would bust our brain even. That would probably turn our brain to water.
Yeah. You get in trouble.
Yes.
Actually, the 1 is wisdom, will, and love.
And the 1 is also the 7.
It's not. Make yourself clear.
Because it all came from the 1.
It's not.
All things are what? 1. So in the reality of it all, there is no 3 or 7.
That's it.
It's still.
It's only 1.
It's not.
But the 3 and the 7 helps us to again see him from a different point of view.
Any point.
That's him. The 3 is him. The 7 is him. Because it ain't but him.
That's it.
It's originated.
It's not. It's not.
One creator. But we can see him from different points of view. We are part of him.
Yes.
And as we develop and as we unfold and we return to the source from which we come, we become one with him. And so what happens? We see ourselves, but we're him.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell people about last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain.
Oh, okay. That's right. But you see what I'm saying?
I hear you clearly.
Remember, we always, one of the things that I'm learning that this theory may prove to need some adjusting as I continue to move in the direction, hopefully, that he's showing me.
I try to start from everything being just one.
That's a good way of doing it.
You know, Mo, it kind of reminds me of a tree that
Yeah.
has many branches.
Yeah,
Now, even though all these branches exist,
yeah,
and we all see branches and how we see it at different points of view,
yeah.
they still come from that
One
one tree.
tree, yeah.
But he gives an example when he said the seed, when he planted it.
Yes,
A seed is as perfect as
As
the
the
source
source
from
from
which it comes.
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's
You
right.
know, so I can hear what you're saying, and it makes it easier to deal with it, because if it's only one with created attributes, you can see that he's the originator of it all.
Of it all.
Yes.
And it must return
Right.
Yeah,
from the source.
from which
Which
it
it
came.
came.
That's
Like
right.
I said.
It's fascinating when you consider, when you think about it.
Yeah.
To be actually coming into the realization of an existence of an entity that's so beyond our understanding
Exactly.
that he blesses us with understanding to be able to see him in the portion that we can deal with.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
You know, it's clear.
I mean, because once you really grasp the concept, then you don't have to worry about nobody. Because for real, you're plugged in with the source about everything.
I don't even know that.
And so therefore, why go to man, whose truth and falsehood are strangely mixed, when I can go to the very source of perfection?
Bob said, I don't need no middleman.
No, that's right. I don't need
And that starts once I can really grasp it and hold on to it. But you know, here, man, this is a struggle.
Oh, man.
You can grasp this concept. I can grasp it at this moment.
Right.
But I can go. But in the next moment, I can meet my challenge. That's want to refute what you want to accept.
Which is yourself.
What you just said. Now the question is, do you really believe what you've been saying?
Right. You stand on that.
You believe in the process.
Do you believe in the process?
That's
That's
right.
right. That's right, Mom. That's right. It goes on to say, it says, these spirits of eternal law moved on the face of boundless space, and 7 others were, and every other had its form. Remember, its form of life. These forms of life were but the thought of whom?
Allah.
Clothed in the substance of their ether planes. That means these forms all had a specific plane.
That's right.
With a specific purpose.
And a specific diet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
I hear you. I hear you.
Because they all received nourishment from the ether of their native plane. And as long as they were receiving nourishment, there was harmony.
Right. That's right.
There wasn't no conflict about you eating off my table, or eating from me, because you can't, in the plane that I'm in, my food won't nourish you.
And it was spiritual food.
It's according to me,
Yeah.
or my being.
Right.
Okay. It says, men call these ether planes the planes of protoplasm, of earth, of plant, of beast, of man, of angel, and cherub. So when we talk about man being an angel, we can see, wait a minute, that we may have to go into a discussion with that. Because I'm noticing that an angel has a plane.
And man has a plan.
And man has a plane.
Yeah.
That's right.
Cherubim has a plane.
Yeah.
The beast has a plane.
The serpent has a
Protoplasm has a plane.
Yeah.
And on their planes, they have their own, again, diet. I mean, think about that. Everything had, because what? They're all thoughts of Allah.
These are thoughts of Allah. And Allah has everything that his creation needs. And if we follow the process, we will return to receive what's rightfully ours. It says, these planes, with all their teeming thoughts of Allah, are never seen by eyes of man in flesh. Why? Why do you think they're not seen by man, by eyes, with eyes of man?
It's far too fine. It ain't a flesh.
Right, and remember, yes,
The vibration.
yes. And what's taking place? The thought of Allah is moving so rapidly.
Okay, easy.
It hasn't come to the plane of things made manifest and slowed down.
Yeah.
Or what the word again is?
Gradual.
Gradually. Yeah. See, we can't see it because it's far too fine for the earthly. See, the earthly eye don't see fine things. It has to have some substance to it. It has to be murky. It has to be a manifestation on the plane of things made manifest. It says, these planes with all their teeming thoughts of Allah are never seen by eyes of man in flesh. They are composed of substance far too fine for fleshly eyes to see. And still, they constitute the soul. Just because we don't see them don't mean they're not there.
That's right. Still working.
They still, even as we speak now, because they constitute. Constitute means to make up. The soul of things. Now, but we say, or we are being taught, that the soul actions are thinking, understanding, reasoning, and willing. Is that not correct?
That's
correct. But this says the soul of things. Yet we're also told, we can talk about, but we're also told, seek not to know it perfectly. So even though we know that actions of thinking, understanding, reasoning, and willing, they are not the soul.
That's right.
They're just what? Actions. But not its essence. Come on, man. So now we find out another part of the soul that takes place. You know? Yeah. So he goes on to say, and with the eyes of soul, all creatures see these ether planes. Now, with the eyes of soul, that means there is a different vision that takes place. With the eyes of soul. Sometimes we can become, we're here. We constitute everything with here. And until you're able to leave here, all you will do is confine yourself by being here. Thinking the things that we see physically is all there is. Come on.
And in those thinking things, they're all our illusions because it was made in the mind.
It's not.
That's a good thought. That's a good thought.
Can you say that again?
Yeah. Say it so it can be heard.
Well, the actions of the soul are in the mind. Those things are thinking things where things are made and they're illusions.
Those things are thinking things. Things are made of thought. That's where you at. Where things are made of thought. Whatever has been made will be unmade. That's some of mine. Yeah, that's worthwhile. That's a worthwhile thought. Yeah, Mark, I appreciate that. That's a worthwhile thought, huh?
okay. Well, that shows one thing.
He's thinking.
We're thinking. That's right. He's thinking.
That's right.
Which has allowed me to think
Praise God.
about the thought that you just thought. So I'm thinking about that.
Something to think about.
Something to think about. Yeah. So anyway, that's good. Yeah. And with the eyes of soul, all creatures see these ether planes and all the forms of life. Because all forms of life on every plane are thoughts of Allah, all creatures think.
That's right. Listen. Come on.
Now listen what he said.
That's what he said.
All creatures think.
That's what he said.
But you haven't heard him say, all creatures understand,
Wow.
reason, or will. Even though they may have exposure to their, because it's a part in here. Yeah.
About the will.
About the will.
Yeah.
They have a will. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Reason,
That's
they
right.
They don't have reason.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And understanding. Like into the horse and the mule, and who there is no understanding. Okay, yeah. Okay.
They conform to their will.
Yeah.
The book says something about they conform to
Yeah.
their will.
Yeah. That's right. Because all forms of life on every plane are thoughts of Allah, all creatures think. And every creature is possessed of will. And in its measure
Come on. In this matter.
has the power to choose.
Come on.
If there is a measure, there is a limit.
That's
Yes,
right.
it is.
There we go.
Okay.
Bring them over so far.
That's right.
They can go but so far.
That's right.
In certain areas, they can
That's
only
right.
go but
That's
so
right.
far.
That's right.
With the ability that he gave us,
That's right.
that we can go beyond
That's
the
right.
limit of the pole.
That's right. That's
So
right.
they may have to go to the pole.
Right. Right. They may have a boat.
May have if they have a pole.
Yeah. It says, and in their native planes, well, pardon me. It says, because all forms of life on every plane are thoughts of Allah. All creatures think. Okay. That means thoughts of Allah think.
Yeah.
All things that are thoughts of Allah think. Why? Because Allah is thought. Allah is a thought.
Come on.
So if he's a thought and he thinks, then those things that come from him think. But they have a measure when they are consistent of other forms of life. See, everything has its portion that's best suited for their development. And remember, everything has a state of perfection. Come on.
It's now, it took me back to one of the Sunday school when one of the members had stated about killing a roach.
Right.
You know, we went into that dialogue about the roach and
Yeah.
how conscious,
Right.
you know, that one can be by, you know,
But
killing.
you know what was coming to the realization is this. Are we sure that we didn't create that roach?
We are creators.
We are creators. I'm saying because roaches are filthy. So would Allah create something filthy? I'm just saying. I'm just simply saying. Would Allah create rats that carry disease? I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm saying think about it.
That's something to marinate.
Yes, something to marinate.
Yeah.
Because remember, we created a condition, and in that condition there were creations that came from out of those conditions. We got to be careful what we try to associate with Allah.
That's right.
Very good.
Sometimes we may get lost in thinking,
Yeah, I don't.
but we have to be able to disseminate.
That's practice.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
And one of the things we brought out in that is that he let us know to crush the one under our feet,
Tame the other.
tame the other to that purpose, and use now reason.
Yeah.
We use now reason about
But that's why it's important, that's good, but that's why it's important. Just don't read over these and just,
Yeah, yeah, just.
it takes thought.
That's right. That's right. There we go.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
come on.
But speaking of all these forms of life, man is the Lord of these places.
Yeah,
Man has dominion over all these
yes, he
things.
did,
That's right. It's not.
Man is the pride of our creation.
Yes, he
He is
is.
the pride.
yeah,
We the only creature or creation that's made in his image and not his likeness.
okay. Okay,
Even though he created these other living things and forms.
and remember, but we gave it up.
Just to gratify.
Yeah, we gave all that up.
Still giving it up.
Come on.
the process.
Yeah.
See, we gotta go back to the process
Yeah.
of how we do these things based on the way we think at this time.
Yeah.
But we don't wanna limit ourselves because we played a part in a lot of the things we see.
Well, yeah,
And see, the process will allow us to be able to raise our thoughts
yeah,
a little higher,
yeah,
to be able to see the way we see it today is not the way we should see it, and we may not see it tomorrow.
right,
So that's why when you made that statement, it made you go back and me go back and evaluate
right,
what role I played
right,
in this mad human drama
right,
to bring about these things that we look at unclean and unsafe and things.
right,
And in the process, go back and look at them, because if we don't,
right.
we will allow these things to continue, because the only one that's gonna get rid of them is the one who made it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's a good thought you put out there, and that's something where I have to look at. Because I mean, yeah, I don't wanna hurt nothing,
Right,
but I'm maybe dealing with something that's gonna hurt me.
right, right.
So it's something to think about.
It is something to think about. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah,
Setting.
because nobody like them. And let's be real, we don't like them. I always say they got a purpose here. But
Do you know how many people rats killed during the bubonic plague?
I can imagine.
Because of the fleas that they attract, because of filth. It was filth that created the bubonic plague that came from fleas that found lodging in rats.
Right.
And rats in turn killed a lot of people because of the plague. But the plague was a creation that came from filth.
Right.
And in that period of time in Europe, they were filth.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not talking negative. It's just giving a piece of history that exists. How it came about? If you go back and you examine those conditions in Europe during certain periods of time,
It was terrible.
that was terrible.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Come on, yo.
And on that note, we gotta remember, he teaches us that we are clean and pure nature.
That's what he
That's
said.
what he said.
That's what he
So,
said.
Purity. And that's what purity is, part of purity is all about.
That's right.
And we're not supposed to dwell in those type of situations.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
when we find things of that nature in our immediate area,
Yes,
we're supposed to take action
yes,
to straighten them out and keep them clean.
Yes.
And if there are conditions that we can do something about, we're
Yes.
supposed to do it.
yes, yes,
You don't let it remain if you're capable of making it better.
yes,
That's
Yes.
part of thinking your condition.
because it can be better. Yes, yes,
And purity goes a long way with us as Muslims thinking on a higher level.
yes, yes.
While we here on earth, we're not supposed to dwell in the filth of it.
That's right, Morgan. That's
We're
right.
supposed to help clean it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. He says to us that we must keep clean.
Yeah. That's the reason for that.
That's the reason that he put that in that law.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Mark, if you don't keep your body clean with water, you gonna create something.
It's no question.
We have. We have.
But it's in our hearts and minds too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see,
That's a very important thing.
remember, but in the mind is where
Things are made.
things are made.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't just the water.
You right about that.
Look, okay, look, two quick ones, cause it's at the time. Come on, Colonel.
I mean, your brother said that John the Baptist was purity made flesh.
Yeah,
So from the uncleanness
yeah,
from the people,
yeah.
this is what creates the diseases today, diabetes, cancer.
Yeah, Mo.
You know what I'm saying? So if John the Baptist was purity made flesh,
Yes,
you understand, he was trying to teach that lesson to the people back then,
yeah,
how important it was to be clean.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Come on, baby. Oh, then, baby.
It's wrong. Well, I'm glad they brought me up there. I'm glad you and the other members interested in her reflection. When you go back in history, this is about the Moors in Spain, how far they went all over the world and even in Europe to teach the people everything that they know. All you gotta do is go back and look at it. And you'll find exactly what Brother Jones and everybody's talking about. You just have to go back and recall and read. And it'll tell you something about the Moors in Spain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Praise the Lord. Bring it on that note. All right, peace.
Islam, Lord.
Islam.
I'd like to thank our Grand Chief Moderator, our brother man and friend, Brother R. Jones Bay, for a very thoughtful, thought-provoking class. And I'd like to thank you all for your participation. So at this time, I'll call for our Grand Governor of Washington, D.C., Brother H. Harris Bay, to read our divine warning, our proclamation. And while it's being read, please give the reading your undivided attention, and please cease all movement.
Islam, Lord.
Islam.
First, I give praise to Allah and honor to Prophet Noble Ali. I give honor to each and every one of you, and I give honor to everything Prophet Noble Ali has worked for the uplift and fall of humanity. Prophet warns all Muslim governments ordered to read proclamation in each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work in their homes or on the street. We offer peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards in European and cause confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We offer love, truth, peace, and freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice then must take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive a reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down for them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card button, cease wearing their turban or fez, and return to the state where the prophet found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet therefore is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sins by order of Prophet Noble Ali. Peace.
Islam. That ends our questionnaire and Koran class for today. We're now going, but I'd like to thank our Grand Governor for the reading about the divine warning and our proclamation. That ends
Allah, Father, universe.
Father love,
Father love,
truth,
peace,
freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night. And by day. Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Through Ali.
Amen.
Amen.